Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So, I will be discussing speech writing with you all. So, let me admit everyone who are about to join right now. So, hereby I am sharing the screen. Please make sure whether you all can see the screen properly or not. The screen is getting shared. Please wait, it will be processed. Yes, the screen is processed. Now I am showing you the first material. Now please make sure whether this material is visible to all of you. Can you all see this? It is about speech writing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I will be discussing this first, and then I will be moving on to some of the important examples related with speech writing. So see at the top it is written speech writing, then it is written a short recap. Okay, so let us come to this first. Now what exactly is a speech writing, or rather to say more precisely, what exactly is a speech? We have to know that one first. Now a speech is a formal talk or a formal discussion, as you can say, that a person delivers to his audience. It must have the capacity to hold the attention of the audience with a proper choice of words, expressions and examples. It has to be delivered in a very professional manner, and it has to be delivered very tactfully with a proper choice of words, expressions and examples. At the same time, care should be taken not to deviate from the main subject. Yes, dear students, this is very important. We have to take the maximum attention, maximum care, that we should not deviate from the main subject at all. Whatever the topic of the speech, we should primarily focus on that. We should not deviate from the main topic. So again I am moving on. You must keep in mind that it is a speech, and you need to begin the draft with addressing the audience, and conclusion should be with a sentence thanking the audience. Remember one thing, you should start your speech by addressing the audience, and obviously at the end of the conclusion you should actually write a sentence where you are thanking the audience. So I am moving on with my discussion right now. I am scrolling a bit down. Now there are something that you have to remember, or what we say, things to remember. Okay, I guess it is visible to all of you. Now who and what, this is very important. Who you are writing the speech for, that means you have to keep in mind who is your audience. Okay, for whom you are writing the speech. And another important thing, dear students, that you have to know that what your speech is going to be about, that is what is its topic, and the main points in order of importance. And you have to write, you have to frame the important points in the order of importance. These things are very important. First of all, you should make sure you should have a proper idea who your audience is. Okay, that should be your first idea. You should have an idea regarding that at the back of your mind. And next one, what your speech is going to be about, and the main points in order of importance. And you have to write the main points also in the order of importance. And another thing that you should all note, dear students, that it is important to note that the written speech should consist of small sentences having not more than 10 to 12 words in a sentence. Remember Okay, that speech should consist of small sentences. Don't write lengthy sentences. Okay, it should consist of small sentences and not more than 10 to 12 words there should be in a sentence. Now there are some important value points that I want to focus your attention on. Okay, and what are those value points that I want to focus your attention on? First one, these are some of the techniques that, dear students, you all have to follow. First of all, greet your audience and introduce the topic you are speaking on. Okay, you have to greet your audience. Yes, good morning to every one of you. Let us concentrate. Yes, now some of the value points. First of all, in case of speech writing, you have to greet your audience, and obviously at the very beginning only you have to introduce the topic on which you are speaking. Then remember, dear students, the introduction part of the speech is the most important part. Yes, I repeat one more time, the introduction part of the speech is the most important part. Remember it. Now another important point, it is this part which decides the impact of the speech. Now introductory part is very important, because whatever you are about to write after that, everything depends on how tactfully and how professionally you deal with the introductory part, because dear students, the introductory part actually sets the tone for the speech writing. Okay, next one, do not give a separate title for the speech. Obviously in the question the title will be given, if not a hint of the title will be given. You don't have to give another separate title for the speech, not needed at all. Okay, next one, keep in mind, as already stated, the occasion of the speech and the nature of the audience. Yes, I already told you, you have to keep in mind, okay, the nature of the audience, and obviously you have to keep in mind the occasion of the speech. Okay, that is something very important. And remember another important thing, the introduction should not be very lengthy. Remember, you should write it tactfully. It should be short and crispy. It should not be very lengthy, because if you write the introduction or introductory part lengthy, it will be problematic. Okay, then again you have to check the word limit again and again. So remember, dear students, the introduction should not be very lengthy. Okay, next one, the main topic should be taken up as quickly as possible. Now this is very important. Suppose you are writing on a particular topic. Suppose you are writing on global warming. Suppose you are writing on illiteracy in our country, in India. So it is advisable that without wasting much time, you should take up the main topic as quickly as possible, and you should elaborate on it. You should take up the main topic and you should elaborate on it. Next one, use concrete terms and tangible examples. Logical examples, concrete terms should be used. Now another important thing, don't write in tough English. Avoid abstract phrases which are quite vague. Don't use those terms that are not used nowadays. Okay, dear students, I guess you understood. Don't use those terms that are not used nowadays. Abstract phrases should not be used. Common daily examples, okay, the way we speak normally, simple English. You should write in simple English, that is, and familiar language you should use. See, the next point is very important. Use simple and familiar language. Okay, because simple and familiar language ultimately will help you to be more accessible to others. Ultimately your speech will be more accessible to others. So difficult words, abstract phrases which are not in use nowadays should be totally avoided. And dear students, remember one important thing, the conclusion plays a very important role in the success of a speech. Just like the introduction and the body of the speech is important, similarly the conclusion part is also very important. Remember it, dear students. Give your own conclusion on the topic in a telling manner. This is very important. You have to give your own personal conclusion. Then another important point you see written, write thank you at the end of your speech. I already told you, even the examples that I will be showing you right now. Okay, thank you should be written. Okay, at the end of the speech, thank you should be mentioned. So what are the things we have learned, dear students? Let us shortly recap. Okay, then I will be moving on to another important material. First of all, what we have learned? We have learned that speech is a formal talk. It is something, a formal discussion that a person delivers to his audience, and obviously it must have the capacity to hold the attention of the audience. And obviously the person who is speaking, he should be a good orator, and there should be a proper choice of words. There should be proper expressions and examples also. And another important thing we should always keep in mind, dear students, we should not deviate from the main topic, or rather to say, we should not deviate from the main subject. If you want, before directly writing a speech, you can jot down the points in a rough page. Okay, and then finally you can make it fresh. Remember, you must keep in mind that it is a speech and you need to begin the draft with addressing the audience. And obviously when you are writing a speech, you have to introduce yourself, you have to address the audience, and finally remember, just like the intro and the body of a speech is very important, similarly another important thing is the conclusion. The conclusion of the speech is also very important, where you have to thank the audience. I guess up to this it is clear to all of you. I am recapping the things to remember: who you are writing the speech for, that is who your audience is. This thing you have to keep in mind. And next is what your speech is going to be about, and the main points in order of importance. That one also you have to be very much sure of, that what your speech is going to be about and what are the main points based on the topic on which you are writing. You should frame the main points before writing the speech properly. That is the reason you can make a rough draft also, where you can jot down the points. Later you can use those points properly. Okay. And another important thing, this is something related with the structural information of a speech, that the written speech should consist of small sentences. Okay, it should consist of small sentences. And another important thing is that it should not be more than 10 to 12 words in a sentence. Okay, remember, this is the technical aspect that you should all note down, dear students, that the written speech should consist of small sentences having not more than 10 to 12 words in a sentence. Very, very important. And some of the important points or value points that we have to keep in mind. First of all, you have to greet your audience. Okay, that is something. And not only that, you have to introduce the topic on which you are speaking. That is something very, very important. Greet your audience, introduce the topic on which you are speaking. Next one, the introduction part of the speech is the most important part. Remember, dear students, the introduction part, the intro part of the speech is the most important part. Next one, it is this part which decides the impact of the speech. Remember, the introductory part actually decides the impact of the speech. That means what you are about to write. Okay, and everything depends on how good the introductory part is. So you have to be very careful while writing the introductory part, because the introductory part ultimately sets the stage for the remaining part of the speech. So you have to be, every one of you, you have to be very, very careful related to the introductory part. Next one, do not give a separate title for the speech. Yes, very important. No need to give a separate title for the speech. Obviously, in the question paper, it will be mentioned, hint will be given. So no need to give any separate title for the speech. Keep in mind, as already stated, the occasion of the speech and the nature of the audience. You have to keep in mind what is the occasion of the speech, and obviously what is the nature of the audience. These things you have to keep in mind. And remember, as I told you, these are all related with the technical aspect of the speech. These are all related with the structural aspect of the speech, that the introduction should not be very lengthy at all. And remember, the main topic should be taken up as quickly as possible. Okay, now that means after giving a short intro, you should deal with the main topic. Okay, so main topic should be taken up as quickly as possible. Concrete terms and tangible examples should be given. Abstract phrases which are not in use, which are more or less vague, should be totally avoided. Simple English and familiar language is advisable, so that whatever you are writing, whatever you are expressing, it should be accessible to everyone. So dear students, simple language and familiar language is advisable. And remember, the conclusion, just like the intro of the speech and the body of the speech, just like those things are very important, dear students, the conclusion part is also very, very important, because see what is written, the conclusion plays a very important role in the success of a speech. Next one, give your own conclusion on the topic in a telling manner. You have to give your own conclusion instead of borrowing hints and ideas from here and there. After you have written a speech, you have to give your own personal conclusion based on the topic on which you have written a speech. Okay, and finally, as you know, without this it is totally incomplete. Thank you should be written at the end of your speech. At the end of your speech, you have to write thank you. Okay, very, very important. I repeat, write thank you at the end of your speech. Clear? Okay. Is there any doubt, dear students, up to this, or whatever I discussed is clear to all of you? Is there any doubt? Any questions in your mind? You can ask
Sir.
me. Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is clear. Okay, fine.
Sir, how much does the
Yes.
sir, how much does the introduction part consist of? I mean, to say my name and the topic. Should I also include few lines about the topic?
A few lines. You will introduce yourself, that I am this of class this, section this, and then I like to say a few words on. Then you will be mentioning the topic. Then you will deal with the topic. That means, but before that, you will be, since more or less the speech are related with the you have to deliver the speech in the school assembly, more or less the questions are related with that. So you have to introduce, but before that you have to you have to greet the head of the institution, you have to greet the teachers and the other faculty members, and then you have to introduce about yourself, and then very shortly you have to do all this. Then you have to get on with the main topic. But first you have to greet the others. Okay, the head of the institution, the principal, the teachers, the other faculty members. Then you have to self-introduce yourself. If name is mentioned in the question, well and good. If not, then you have to improvise on your own. And after that, you have to deal with the main topic. After the short intro and after the greeting and the short intro on your part is over, then quickly you have to come to the main topic of discussion. Okay, any more doubt? Okay, so fine. So let us now move on to another important part. I guess it is visible to all of you. Is it visible? Can you all see it? Speech writing, instructions and examples. I guess it is visible to all of you. Please clarify.
Yes,
Okay, thank you. So let us move on with this now. So I will be discussing a few examples, but before that, whatever we learned till now, let us see whether we have formed a concrete idea regarding that or not. So first important thing, dear students, the purpose of a speech. Now what is the purpose of a speech? The purpose of a speech is to convey one's thoughts or opinions, share information with, or spread awareness among a large number of people. Now this is the main purpose of a speech, to convey one's thoughts, ideas, opinions, obviously to share information with, or to spread awareness, spread awareness among a large number of people. For that reason also speech writing plays a very important role. Remember, dear students, a good speech has clarity of thought and expression, the accuracy of facts, and an unbiased view of issues. There should be a clarity of thought and expression. The views that you are delivering with the help of your speech, it should not be biased, it should be unbiased. And remember, keep the speech to the point. This is a very important line, dear students. I am highlighting it. I guess you all can see it. It is visible in front of you. I guess the highlighted portion is also visible in front of you. Keep the speech to the point. Always write to the point, or rather to say in other words, keep the speech to the point. Now I am scrolling a bit down. Introduction. This is very important. I guess this design is visible to all of you. So first of all, is this design visible to all of you? Please confirm me. Can you all see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. I will be posting it already in Google Classroom. It has been posted. In WhatsApp, I will be posting it today itself. Don't worry. So introduction. What are the things that we have to remember? First of all, we have to seek the attention of the listeners, those who are listening to our speech. So it is, first of all, it is attention getter. Next one, previews the topics and the main ideas. Everything has to be written in a proper way. The topic, the main ideas, everything has to be systematically arranged. Okay, and all these things are to be done in the introductory part. Establishes credibility as a speaker. Obviously, it will establish your credibility as a speaker. You will be highlighting the topic on which you are delivering the speech, or on which you are writing the speech in the exam. But before that, you have to introduce yourself, and but before all these things, you have to wish the head of the institution, then obviously the teachers, the faculty members, because if it is the school assembly related speech, okay, normally school assembly related speech only is given in your exam. So you have to welcome the others, the dignitaries, the guest. Then obviously you have to introduce yourself, and then you have to write on the topic. You have to discuss on the topic. Okay, you have to introduce yourself, and then you have to discuss on the topic. Now the body is very important. Okay, the body is very, very important. See, it is written body. See here, it is written, discuss your main ideas. In the body of the speech, you have to discuss your main ideas. Okay, now obviously the body includes sub points along with the main points. Okay, these things you have to know. These are the structural information, dear students, that you all have to know, that the body include the sub points along with the main points. Okay, next one, make sure your main points are related to each other. Yes, this is very, very important, dear students. Okay, whatever main points and whatever supporting points you are given or you are writing, you should know this very well, that there should be a good connection. It should be well connected with each other. Okay, then next one, include cohesive markers. Check for coherence. Obviously you can mark the main points. Okay, but I will suggest you make a rough draft. Okay, because a draft is very important. A rough draft is very, very important, and if you can mark the important points, it will be very much helpful for you, because while you are making it fresh or while you are writing it fresh, it will be very, very important to you, and it will be helpful to you also at the same time. And conclusion, in the conclusion part, remember, sum up all your key points. Okay, whatever the key points are there, you have to sum up all the key points. Give a good closing statement. Remember one important thing, you have to give a good closing statement. Okay, this is something very, very important. So whatever we learned, dear students, in the introduction part, it should be attention getter, previews the topics and the main ideas, establishes credibility, your credibility as a speaker, and in the body, remember, discuss your main ideas. You have to be very clear. you have to be well focused related with your main ideas. It should include the sub points along with the main points. Make sure your main points are related to each other. Okay, these things are very important. Include cohesive markers. You can use markers also. Check for your accuracy and coherence. And obviously in the conclusion basically is also very important. Just like the main speech is important, sum up all your key points, and most importantly give a good closing statement. Yes, remember one thing, you have to give a good closing statement. In the conclusion part, remember, you have to give a good closing statement. Just like your opening statement is very important, because as I told you, it sets the stage for what you are writing. Similarly, the closing statement is also very, very important. Okay, now let me move on. I am scrolling now. Yes, now this is a speech. Okay, this is a question. Please make sure, can all of you see it? It is visible to all of you. First, please confirm me that one, and then I will be discussing. It is visible to all of you, dear students. Can you all see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. That's good. Thank you for your feedback. Now let us move on. See, it is written as Mukul or Mahima, of Alps Public School. Now, name of the school may change. Okay, but remember the format and how you have to write. Those things you have to follow very cautiously. So, see the question, typical CBSE question is this: as Mukul or Mahima of Alps Public School write a speech in about 150 to 200 words to be delivered in school assembly, highlighting the importance of cleanliness, suggesting that the state of cleanliness reflects the character of its citizens. Okay, so you have to deliver a speech, and obviously you can understand the topic is related with cleanliness. Okay, and obviously, as you know, as we all know about the proverb, cleanliness is next to godliness, isn't it? So how will you start? I am scrolling it. I guess the answer part is also very much visible to all of you. See, you have to introduce, okay, yourself.
Yes,
okay, but before that, you have to introduce the teachers. Okay, see, you have to greet them properly. Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. See, in this way you have to start. Okay, today I, Mahima, or you can write Mukul, it is up to you. Just a minute, I think there is someone on the line. Okay, so let us move on. Today I, Mahima or Mukul of class 12 of Alps Public School. See, you are giving your short intro. After greeting the teachers and your friends, you are giving a short intro. Of class 12 of Alps Public School, I am here to share my views on the topic, importance of cleanliness. See, obviously, now without wasting any more time, you are directly getting to the main topic. And what is the topic? Importance of cleanliness. Okay, so see, very quickly you are getting on to the main topic. Now see, it has been written. Okay, just a minute, I think there is someone on the line. Is there someone on the line? Okay, fine. So let us move on. Yes, it has been rightly said that cleanliness is next to godliness. This is a very age-old proverb, and I guess you all know about this, isn't it? You all know about this proverb. The cleanliness is next to godliness. The term cleanliness implies the absence of dust, dirt, garbage or waste, etc. Cleanliness. And now actually, what does the term cleanliness means? Or rather to say, what does the term cleanliness actually suggest? Okay, now cleanliness, as I told you, it is next to godliness, but cleanliness means absence of dirt and dust or any sort of waste products. Okay, totally a place is clean. There is no dirt, there is no dust, there is no garbage or any waste products, nothing. The place is totally clean. If one wants to be healthy and fit, a healthy environment is necessary. This is important, dear students. If one wants to be healthy and fit, then of course a healthy environment is necessary. It is important for everyone's mind and body as well as spirit like water and oxygen. Yes, see, health is wealth. If we want to be healthy and fit, obviously then as a responsible citizens, obviously we have to create a healthy environment. Just like water and oxygen is essential for our existence, just like water and oxygen is essential for our survival, it is also a healthy environment is needed also to make us healthy and fit. Okay, obviously there will be a good exercise of the mind and the body. This is something very, very important. Now I am moving on. The dirty environment affects the health of the people. This is true. If we live in the midst of dirt and dust, ultimately it will affect the health of the people. The state of cleanliness reflects the character of its citizens. If a place is clean, if a house is clean, if a locality is clean, if the people are well aware of the sanitation facilities, if the people are well aware of cleanliness, then ultimately it shows that real character of the people. It shows the real character of the citizens. We can take a live example of today when people travel in a metro train. I guess you all have seen people traveling in a metro train. They never litter their surroundings, but once they come out of that vicinity, they hardly care. But see, while people travel in a metro train, after a certain point, okay, they are very cautious about their cleanliness. But once they come out of that vicinity, they hardly care. They go on polluting the environment. It is our responsibility, being educated citizens, it is our responsibility to keep the environment healthy and clean. Because ultimately if the environment is healthy and clean, of course our health will be fine. We won't be affected with any sort of diseases at all. Okay, see, this habit shows their character. If we keep our surroundings clean, it will help in the nation building exercise too, as it will attract more tourists in the country. This is true. If we keep our surroundings clean, ultimately it will help in the nation building exercise, or rather to say in other words, it will help in the nation building process, and ultimately it will attract more and more tourists, and more tourists will come to our country. Yes, because cleanliness ultimately reveals our inner character. And as we all know the proverb, health is wealth, and obviously health is wealth that will entirely depend on a clean environment. If the environment is clean, we all can stay healthy. Okay, and obviously it is next to godliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I guess you all know about it. Okay, now the last paragraph, see, now awareness of the cleanliness, and see, as a responsible citizen in your speech, you have to give some remedies. You can't leave it open-ended. You have to give some remedies. See, awareness of the cleanliness is the need of the hour in our country, where diseases like viral fever, swine flu, malaria, jaundice, etc. are spreading fastly. I like to say that these diseases are spreading fastly. Viral fever is there, swine flu is there, malaria is there, jaundice is there. All these things are spreading very fast. The awareness camp should be organized by the government. Okay, not only by the government, it should be organized by the private organizations, it should be organized by the NGOs and people to make the areas neat and clean. See, obviously the government organization, they should take the initiative. The private organizations, they also should take the initiative. The local NGOs, they should also come forward. What should be the motto? The motto should be clean environment, neat and clean environment. That should be the motto, because if we stay in neat and clean environment, ultimately we will be less affected by diseases. Okay, people in society and the community should organize rallies. Okay, why? Because we have to generate a complete mass awareness. Okay, and obviously you all heard about the term Clean India campaign. I guess you all heard about it, isn't it? Have you all heard about Clean India campaign? Yes, dear students, Have you heard about it? Clean India campaign? I guess you all heard
Yes, sir.
about it. Okay, yes. It's progressively making us
Yes,
all
sir.
aware. Yes, clean, neat and clean India. We have to continue it by understanding the motto. And what should be the motto? That we should realize it. Not only that, we have to implement it. Implement this successfully. And what is that? Importance and necessity of cleanliness. Yes, we have to know. We have to realize the real importance, and also we have to realize the real necessity of cleanliness, because ultimately cleanliness will drive out diseases. And obviously if the society and the place is clean, obviously it will be helpful for tourism. From the tourism prospect also it will be very much helpful. And see, as I told you while I was discussing the guidelines, that thank you should be mentioned, and see here, thank you already been mentioned. Okay, now I am scrolling to the next one. At least 6 questions I have given, but I guess I can explain you one more question. Okay, already the first one I had explained to you. I guess this one also is a very interesting one, and I hope you will understand this one also. The question is, as a principal of your school, suppose you are the principal of your school, you have found some students reaching school late in the morning, coming late to their classrooms after recess, and returning lazily to the theory class after doing practicals in the laboratory. So you have seen all this, and this is a regular affair. Being a principal, you have seen that the students, they are coming late in the morning, they are coming late to their classrooms after recess, and of course they are returning lazily to the theory class after doing their practical classes in the laboratory. So you have to write a speech. Being the principal of your school, you have to write a speech, and obviously the word limit, you know, by this time it is 150 to 200, and it will be delivered on the, and that you will deliver on the importance of discipline and punctuality in life. Obviously you will be delivering it in the school assembly, and obviously it is related, your speech will be related with the importance of discipline and obviously punctuality in life. So how will you proceed, or rather how will you start? See, good morning students and my dear colleagues. You are the principal, so you will be writing it in this way. Having noticed the current state of discipline followed by the students, it has become imperative for me as the principal of this school to enlighten. Enlighten means to make others knowledgeable, to inform others. That is the meaning of the term enlighten. All of you on the significance of discipline in our lives to become successful in our pursuit. So as a principal, you want to say something about the importance and significance of discipline, because if we are disciplined right now, then obviously later in our life we will be very much successful. Okay, now let us move on. Discipline, as understood by most of us, is not about putting ourselves under constraint. It is not about the curtailment of freedom, but about taming the mind. Taming means, you know, controlling the mind in order to channelize our energies towards goals of greater happiness in life. This is very important. Discipline doesn't mean that your freedom is totally restricted. No, dear students, discipline doesn't mean that. Discipline means that it's an art. It's an art to control the mind, to tame the mind, to channelize our energies towards goals of greater happiness in life, so that we can channelize our energies in the right direction. Obviously, in order to achieve greater happiness in life, yes, we can channelize our energies in the right direction to gain greater happiness in life. Okay, now see, I guess you all understood, so let me continue. Discipline leads to consistent enjoyment of freedom, since it is synonymous with organized life. See, discipline doesn't mean that chaos and all this. Discipline is very much interrelated. Synonymous means it is very much interrelated with organized life. Or in other words, dear students, I am talking about organized lifestyle. Okay, discipline begins with punctuality. You have to be very, very punctual. If you have to be disciplined, then definitely you have to be very much punctual. Being punctual means doing the right thing at the right time. Yes, punctual. What does punctuality means? Punctuality means doing the right thing at the right time. That means proper time management. Punctuality ensures that our efforts get due recognition and reward. Instantly we may not get the recognition and reward, but if we pursue with our habit of punctuality, ultimately in due course of time we will get our recognition and obviously our reward. Discipline is a virtue. Remember, lack of it can easily fail even the most experienced and knowledgeable person. Lack of discipline, ultimately it can lead to a failure of a person who is very reputed, who is very knowledgeable. Now how? Because he or she haven't followed a right discipline. Ultimately, no matter if he is knowledgeable, he is very experienced, but if he or she is not disciplined, then ultimately he or she won't succeed in his or her life. That is something very important. So it is essential for all of us in our respective pursuits to obey certain rules and regulations. So what we should do, we should actually follow certain rules and regulations. That is something very important. One more paragraph, then I leave you all. Please concentrate. Be it a homemaker at home, student in school or college, soldier in a battlefield, player in the playground, administrator in administration, etc. Everywhere, in every walk of life, you have to be well disciplined, because ultimately it demands self-control and dedication also. However, the discipline is an art of living life. I told you all, dear students, it is an art of leading life. It is an art of living life also, which could be honed only by practicing your do's and don'ts according to your priorities in life. See, we all can be disciplined. We all can be punctual. Automatically we will succeed. But for that we should be well aware of the fact that what should be our priorities and what are our priorities. What are the things that we should do? What are the things that we should avoid in our life? We should have a clear concept regarding that. Then only we can be well disciplined. And the moment we will be well disciplined in our life, it is a lifelong process, but the moment we will be well disciplined, obviously we will be successful in our life. Therefore, I expect all of you to make it a part of your life and see the change in yourself. So, being the principal, you are advising everyone to whom you are speaking out, that discipline is a part of life and we should follow proper disciplined life. Ultimately it will create a lot of changes, a lot of positive changes can come in our life. Okay, and finally you end it by writing thank you. Okay then, so I have discussed two speech writing with you all, and obviously the rules and guidelines also, and kindly check out this material. I will be uploading it in your WhatsApp also in due course of time today itself. Total 6 questions are there. I have explained 2. You all will read the remaining 1, and 5 questions I have given to solve. Kindly solve it. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day.